Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Detective Comics, issue number 7. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, where we last left off on Detective Comics, Batwoman was in a pretty predicament. Miss Rivers was mortally wounded, bleeding profusely, and her and Batman were caught in a death trap, which makes me very happy. Not because Batman's in a death trap, but yes, because he's in the death trap. Allow me to explain. Back in the 60s and kind of going into the 70s, even way back to the Golden Age during the 30s and the 40s, Batman was put through a death trap like every single issue. If you pick up the Showcase Presents Batman material, every single issue, him and Robin, they're in a death trap of some sort. They even made fun of it in one issue where he's been through the death trap that Batman can't even get out of. And, it was silly, campy goofiness, but it was fun because Batman would need to find a way out of these death traps. So, will Batman be able to find his way out of this death trap? Will he be able to face the Penguin head on? Or will, unfortunately, the Penguin get away? Wah, wah, wah. Well, you're just going to have to read and see. So let's jump into issue number 7 of Detective Comics. Now, this issue is kind of broken up into three parts, and it's kind of told from three different perspectives. The first perspective is through Batman's, and then the second is through Miss Rivers' sister, whose name escapes me, it really doesn't matter. Eye Patch Woman. And the last perspective is through those criminals and the Penguin. Now, the three angles of this is Batman getting out of the death trap, Batman confronting Miss Rivers' sister, and then Batman confronting the Penguin. So the story is actually structured up in a very basic formula. We find out more about Miss Rivers' sister, exactly what part she played in previous issues, and how she kind of lured Batman in this predicament, how she kind of played everyone. However, the problem is that she's playing everyone, but the people that she's playing, they're not people you want to play. You don't want to mess with the Batman. You don't want to mess with Penguin. Yeah, a name like the Penguin. It's kind of silly, but you don't want to mess with him. So the issue leads off on a big climactic standstill between Miss Rivers' sister, the Penguin, and Batman. Who will come out on top and who will fall? Well, you just gotta have to wait and see. So let's go into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. I did like the setup for the final scene between the Penguin and Miss Rivers' sister and also Batman. I particularly like the fact that she doesn't take the Penguin seriously, and he kind of goes all out on her with his little umbrella cannon, and it was actually a really cool standstill. I really like Tony Danler's art. I know a lot of people don't, but to each their own. Not everyone has to like every single art out there or have to be agreeing to the popular consensus. But I really like Tony Danler's art. Like the cover right here is a really good cover. Um, I don't know. There's just something about his art that gives kind of an old-fashioned sense to it, but still having that modernized tone. I don't know if that makes any sense. It feels not old fashioned, but it feels kind of retro. It feels like I'm reading a 90s comic, but not in a bad way, at least when it comes down to the art. Um, and the story wraps up here, which is good because it was an okay story, but I kind of want to move on. Also, I also liked how the Penguin was portrayed in this and how he was kind of playing people. Bad. Very anticlimactic ending, very anticlimactic. Great setup, then it kind of just fell flat. Like for example, the standstill between not Joker, between Penguin, Batman, and Miss Rivers' sister, really great. I was like, shit's going down, and all it was shit. It didn't go down. It was just there. Um, I felt as though some of the story was contrived a bit, and it was kind of everything fell neat and nice in a nice little package. I do want to say one other good, and I'm sorry to go back and forth, but another good that I had that I forgot to say is I like the involvement in Alfred in this, and it felt very much like not Rob, Alfred's involvement back in the early '90s, where he would go out and help Batman, but stay in the shadows. I kind of like that in this. But another bad, those other villains, they really don't do anything. They just get their butt handed to them, and we don't actually see what happens to Miss Rivers. I think her name is Charlotte. Could be wrong. I think it's Charlotte. I'm 90% sure. On a whole, whether or not you should get, um, Detective Comics is probably ranked third of the Batman comics. Batman's at number one. Batman Robin is at number two. Detective's at number three, and then we have, in last place, Batman: The Dark Knight. And I have to say, I think I personally enjoy Detective Comics a little bit more than other people do. Probably because I don't think of it as this big epic Batman pushing title, but rather small, isolated stories that aren't supposed to be humongous, but more supposed to be kind of small and concentrated. In saying that, this issue did fall flat quite a bit for me. I didn't enjoy it as much as the previous issues. I felt as though there was a little too much build up and not enough of a delivery. Not much time was spent on Batman trying to get out of the death trap, which really bothered me because I really wanted him to get out of the death trap. So I'm going to give this a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Again, I like Tony Daniels' art a lot, and I think he's a good writer, but or at least a growing writer, but he's still hitting a lot of rookie mistakes. So, Tony, I want you to keep on trying at this, and I want to see some improvement because I know you have it in you. You did some great story arcs with Dick Grayson. I want to see some more coming out of you. But like I said, this was a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Um, really kind of a not a good ending to a story. Kind of cliche ending too. But I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.